Hello, welcome back to my channel. Kelkster here again. This is pretty much our weekly now. Don't know what to call it, but this is our weekly show at this point, every Wednesday. Big up to Jay, by the way. It's been a while since you've been in chat. Big up. If you don't know who Jay is, I think he subscribed to me when I had 100 subscribers. He's been here very early, so big up to him. And big up to Erdal as well. Scenes when Gundo and Sani dunk on... we'll get to it when we get to it. What did? Can you imagine if Gundogan and Sani scored against us?
Oh my god, the meltdowns.
especially if Gundogan will score.
Yeah, I would say Sane is more likely too, but I don't know. Is Gundogan start for them? I don't follow Galatasaray. I don't know if he's going to start for them or.
Well, Dries Mertens played the end of his career as like a midfielder 10 for the Galatasaray, and he's just retired. So I think maybe Gundogan will go there and replace him. So I do think he probably starts, or at least plays quite a lot. I mean, respect to the Turkish league, it's a very good league, but the level is a bit lower than the Premier League, especially physically. So I think he might manage. Anyhow, on to Man City. We've lost to Brighton. We've lost to Tottenham. 1 win in 3 to start of the season. We play against Man United, Napoli, and Arsenal next. And realistically, that could be 1 win in 6 across all competitions, realistically. And we still don't have a right back. First of all, what do we do without a right back? And second of all, how do you feel about that start?
It's frustrating, man, because we just don't look ready to start the season. And yeah, I get the Wolves game. Okay, it's Wolves. We predict them to be very bottom of the table, maybe flirting with relegation. Like, yeah, you have to beat that team, but to show up so unprepared against Spurs and then also against Brighton is really annoying because we're still seeing the same problems we saw last season. I thought it was the players. I ranted all last season about the players. We brought better players in. We brought younger players in. We're still seeing the same issues. So something is wrong. I don't understand why our fitness levels are so low right now because they've been back for over a month now. We keep gassing out at 60 minutes. Other teams just wait and they pounce late. And our counter to that was yesterday or against Brighton was a winger who doesn't score or assist. And two academy midfielders who are both being played out of position. Well, I guess in this game, Nico O'Reilly was technically played in his position in the midfield, but he looked completely lost. I have no idea why he was the midfielder to come on into that game. You have Nico Gonzalez. I get that he's not like the greatest and whatever, but he's a better option at this moment in time than Nico O'Reilly is. I would have argued even Gundogan might have been a better option than Nico O'Reilly. He's too young and he's too inexperienced, and that's not the moment to bring him into that game. So I don't know what the thought process was behind that, but substitutes has been kind of an issue for Pep for many years now. We've been whining about this for a very long time. So I don't know. I'm just confused. I'm disappointed. I have no idea why you took Marmoush off in that game when we need a goal and you bring Doku on. Like Doku's not going to do anything. And
especially
what did he do?
When Bob was playing practically, by the way.
Yeah, Marmoush was having a pretty decent game. I was getting on him during the watch along about his first touch because I felt like he kept, that kept kind of killing some of our drives. But overall, when I watched it again, I was like, yeah, he was actually doing quite a bit. He did create a few chances that Oscar Bob should have scored. Haaland has to make that one-on-one with the keeper. It's just we played okay enough to win in the first half, but that second half was just a disaster again, and we keep seeing the same pattern.
If you look at that one-on-one, that's something we expect Haaland to score. But I feel like a lot of strikers don't score that. So I'm not excusing it. Haaland has to be better. But what I am thinking is, if Haaland gets to have a tap-in here or there, gets to have easy goals, just like a penalty once in a while, gets to get just the numbers for confidence, and he starts rolling again, then I think he'll start getting those goals again that we know he can score, those one-on-ones. I feel like right now, I don't know, is it low confidence? Is it maybe just rustiness? I don't know what it is, but I feel like Haaland is not the level that we know he can be, even though he's scored more than half of our goals. But still, he's not the level I think he should be at right now. Marmoush, I think, is playing very well, but he's not getting the goals that we know he can get. And then is that systematic? He's not getting into the position, so I would say so. Me, at least on a certain degree. I think a lot of problems at this club are beyond the players. I think a lot of problems are systematic. Like you talk about being exhausted after 60 minutes. Tijani Rangers was exhausted after 30 minutes, forget 60 minutes, because of the way we just put all the pressure on Tijani in that first half to do all the running. That, especially when we play such a high press. You play a high press, which is exhausting. You play it with players who can't run in midfield, barring Tijani. And then you take off your only attacker in Marmoush, who's doing any pressing work. And then you're surprised that your team is getting overrun in the second half. Honestly, first of all, Pep Leenders, Liverpool fans warned us about him. Second of all, we just started out the season. You don't need to start out the season 100 miles an hour. Like there is a saying in Formula One. I don't know if you watch Formula One, but there's
a little bit. Well, I've watched one race ever.
Okay. There's a saying in F1: slow is steady, steady is fast. That's the saying. If you try to rush yourself, you're going to miss the corners, you're going to go out of the turns, or you're going to overturn, and then you'll get overtaken. But if you go slow, or slower than what you could, you can take your turns properly, and then you can get into the race eventually. What we're doing is we're just going fast. We don't have grand strategy at the moment past one game. We don't have consistent tactics that are going to work when one player comes off. When Aït-Nouri comes off, you can't play the same way.
Well, you can if you play Nico O'Reilly as a left back, but
we won't.
If we're playing him as a midfielder, we can't play him as a left back. I mean, you technically could play that way if Joshko was available, but we don't want to see Joshko as a left back. We want to see him as a center back. And that's actually a huge problem right now, is our center backs are bad.
No.
Now. Yeah, John Stones, I'm sorry, he can't start games anymore. He's not. Yeah, he looked great against Wolves, but you know who else looked pretty good against Wolves is Bernardo. I think that's their level right now. They're just not.
Either of them look great against Wolves. I was not convinced of.
I thought Bernardo looked fine. I wouldn't say it was like a great performance, but I was like, okay, if that's what he's going to give us, I'm okay with him playing games. He looked absolutely terrible against Spurs, like absolutely terrible. He was misplacing passes. He got bullied. He looked his age against Spurs. You know, Paulinho coming up in his face. And yeah, he was not ready for that. And then I thought he looked pretty mediocre against Brighton too. But the problem is Nico Gonzalez is right there. Why isn't he playing? Because I thought Bernardo, I didn't think he was doing anything in the game. And then we subbed him off and we looked even worse. So I just got really confused by that. I'm like, how is this guy doing nothing? And then we're somehow being worse with him off the pitch. Like, I didn't understand it. So maybe he was doing something that I'm just not smart enough to see.
No, he definitely does something. He keeps the ball in our team. I mean, I think that's undeniable. When you have Bernardo Silva on the pitch, you're going to have 60% possession. The problem is possession is useless unless you do something with it. And
he doesn't do anything with it.
Yeah. So Bernardo Silva definitely keeps his possession. And this is the thing for Nico O'Reilly. When you come through from the academy into the first team, you are not ready to play in a Premier League midfield. With all due respect to O'Reilly, I think he's a brilliant player. So is Foden. When Foden first came through, he was not touching that midfield. He was out on the wings. Yeah, his natural position is midfield, but you are not ready, fresh out of the academy, to play in a Premier League midfield. Because there's so much space, power, intensity, technical ability. The Premier League midfields have everything. They've got the pace, the power, the clinicality even. A lot of clinical midfielders in the Premier League who can score from a moment's notice. An academy product should start out on the wings. Should be playing at left back for the first few games, for the first 2 seasons. And then he can transition into that midfielder role. I said that with Patrick, actually, when I had him on my channel. I think it's better if he just starts 2 seasons as a left back and then makes his way slowly into midfield. rather than we just say, oh yeah, O'Reilly, 0 Premier League experience. You're our go-to bench midfielder now. I mean, I think that's too much for the kids who's just out of the academy. We didn't do that with Foden.
Yeah, and that situation he was brought into, like, when he came on, were we still winning at that point, or were we just given up the pen? Something. It was like a tight game on the road. Like, that's not really the situation where you bring him in and say, yeah, go keep up, do what Bernardo is doing, keep the ball, do this and that. Like, you need a more veteran to do that. I'm sorry. And Nico G is right there. I don't get this obsession, this like I don't understand why he didn't play in that game.
The thing is with Nico G, in my opinion, he's not going to keep the ball the way that Bernardo is, but he's going to win it back more for you. So the result is the same. You have more of the ball, but you're also going to be more safe on transition. I think
a team that's looking to transition against us because the game plan is to just wait us out till we have tired legs. That's who you want in the middle. You don't want some kid to hold possession who can't hold it, who doesn't know how to react in that situation. Like, I don't know what Pep's like hatred of Nico G is. I feel sorry for the guy because every time I watch him, I'm like, yeah, he's not like perfect, but he's not making buffoon error after buffoon error after buffoon error. I don't think he's actually making us worse most of the time. And if we're at the point we don't like him, then we wasted 60 million, and 2, sell him. I'm tired of watching other players perform worse than him and him not even getting a chance to play. Like, it happened all last season too, towards the end. Like, people were coming on and being worse than him. Like, Nico O'Reilly came on Brighton. It was awful. Like, I can't accept that. Like that, and we lost the game because of a decision like that. Like, I really can't accept not using who I think is a better player in a situation like that.
Yeah, and by the way, people keep saying, "Oh, Pep doesn't rate him as a 6. Then play him as an 8."
Exactly. We had Rodri on the pitch. And also, another thing I want to gripe about: why the hell is Rodri playing 90 minutes in a game, his first start after an ACL injury? What are we doing? Are you trying to just, if our plan is to just ride him like a horse again, like we did the last time he played for us, he's going to get injured. And I don't think that's a good strategy. He's going to get another long-term injury and we're going to be screwed again. Like, you have to be more delicate with him. Why is he playing 90 minutes in that game? He looked done after the first half.
Presumably, he was okay. Presumably, it was okay to play the first 90 minutes, the full 90 minutes, because it's also international break, so he's going to have a fake injury for that Spain stuff.
No, he's at camp right now. He's there. I don't think he'll start, but I hope he doesn't start for Spain. I hope they play Zubimendi.
He should skip it.
Let Rodri come off the bench.
John Stones, and Rodri should always skip international duty. I'm sorry. Like, to say to him right now, he shouldn't be doing this. I mean, does Spain need him to beat, I think, is it Kazakhstan? I don't know.
Probably not. Play Zubimendi. It's fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine without Rodri there.
Zubimendi. Like, come on, Spain.
Maybe Rodri is the Spanish version of Scott Carson.
I mean, at the same time, it's like it could use some. He could get the fitness, but I don't want him starting. I just rather him come off the bench. But yeah. John Stones has no business going. Just start Mark Gahey, and I don't even know who the English center backs are.
McGuire.
I really don't know. I don't really care. I'm international. I don't care. I'm just gonna wait for the World Cup. I'll watch USA, but USA are garbage. So.
I
get more of this garbage. I have to deal with
envelope. You'll brown envelope your way to the World Cup quarterfinal. You'll be fine.
Nah.
Country.
Actually, maybe you're right. We're terrible in the. Well, I don't even know what. It depends on the. I don't know. I don't even know how this World Cup is going to work because they're changing the format. So
it's 4 teams per group. So it was originally going to be 3 teams per group, but they changed it back to 4 teams per group. But the top 2 just advance like normal, and then it's like the best 3rd finishers also advance. It's dumb. I can't lie. It's dumb.
Yeah. All I know is I'm spending a ton of money. I'm gonna try to go to a bunch of games. So I'm already like, well, I'm gonna be spending a lot of money on this. I hope it's good.
Fair enough.
The USA ticket's going to be insane.
I mean, ticket prices in the USA, yeah. Like for the Club, I looked it up on stream. Some of those tickets, bro.
$200 for like third deck. I'm like, no.
I mean, yeah. Big up to Kun, by the way, in chat. We are losing our next 3 games. I think we'll draw. I think it's going to be the most boring draw ever against Man United. I'm talking 0-0, stinky, a lot of shots just over the bar and stuff. No good chances for either side. But I do think we're losing against Napoli. And if I'm being honest, I think we're getting battered by Arsenal.
I do too, yeah. I could see another 4 or 5-1. Or maybe even 4 or 5-0 because they have a really good defense. I don't know if we're scoring against it this year.
But I mean, if you look at their defense here, Zubimendi, Rice as a double pivot, and then they've got a back forward of, I'm not sure who they're putting on left back,
it's
actually.
Gabriel Saliba. Jurrien Timber is usually one of their fullbacks.
Yeah, Jurrien Timber
against
plays
Liverpool
right
is
back.
Calafiori, but I don't rate him defensively. But I rate Timber, Saliba, and Gabriel very highly. Timber's a great player.
Yeah, I agree. They've got a lot of good players there. By the way, Ben White, he plays right back for Arsenal. He's being forced out. We could have bought him. Would have been a
we
sold
should have bought
signing.
him, man. What are we doing? Yeah, he's homegrown.
Yeah, there you go.
The quota we need.
Played FC, says Rosa. Big up to Rosa. How are you? We've got too many Played FC in this club, man. The amount of people I see telling me to rep Doku. Bruv, I saw Eden Hazard for my country. You want me to rep Doku?
Doku, I think Doku's on serious watch. Like, because next summer we have to get rid of more foreign players. I think he's number 1 on the list to go. Unless he seriously shapes up, because he's not good enough right now. This is year 3. We don't have time to wait for him anymore.
I mean, this is the problem with project players. The excuse becomes wait longer. Bro.
This is year 3. I've seen no improvement.
There's
very minor improvements here and there, but his decision making is just terrible. In the box, he just doesn't know what to do. He's great at getting into the box. He's fantastic at beating his man. And then once he gets in the box, it's headless chicken time, and we can't do that. You can see Holland just get so frustrated playing with him. He's like, where am I supposed to run? Because you can't get the ball to me. Like, that's your job. Your job is to get the ball to the striker. He never does.
And then people talk about, but he got the ball to Foden once, when Foden was surrounded by 5 players and Haaland was unmarked. But sure. That's the funniest clip. No, Gab. That's the funniest clip ever, yeah, because Doku fans keep reposting it. Look at how great he got the ball to Foden. Haaland is literally unmarked. You can get the ball to him easily. And he passes the ball backwards to Foden, who's surrounded by 5 players. Why do people keep posting that clip thinking it's a win for Doku?
Also, the biggest excuse I hear is, no one's crashing the box, so his crosses are going to no one. I'm like, so then he needs to find, if there is somebody in the box, you have to be skilled enough to get the ball to the person in the box. Don't leave it, make it an excuse that like your terrible cross went to no one. Like, get it to the person in the box. Like, stay home and practice. Like, spend hours. Like, you need to go cross for hours. Remember right before that West Ham game when we won the last time we won the league, they said that Foden stayed behind and practiced for an hour on that one, like the same goal over and over and over again. And then he hit it 30 seconds into that West Ham game. I'm like, Foden stayed and did the work. Why aren't you staying late and doing the work? And this also applies to Erling Haaland. Why aren't you staying late and working on your headers?
Because I was just going to say that. Haaland needs to stay not 1 hour. He needs to stay 3 hours to work on his headers.
Yeah, he's missed an embarrassing. He's already missed like 3 or 4. I'm like, we can't keep like Turkey served it up to him on a plate and he skied it away. I'm like, we can't keep doing this. People are creating chances for Haaland, and it's like becoming a liability.
The problem is most chances Haaland gets are aerial chances, and his aerial conversion rate is poor. If you took away all the chances with his head, I think he's probably got an 80 or 90% conversion rate this season, which is ridiculous. I mean, it's only 3 games, but It's still ridiculous. The problem is, you do have to account for those chances he gets with his head. So you can't say, oh, he's got 80% with his feet. What about his head? Has he scored a header yet this season?
I
No.
don't think so.
No, he hasn't.
No. Well, I mean, it's only 3 games in, but yeah.
No, but
he needs to hold himself accountable, and he needs to humble himself, and he needs to put the work in, because we're paying him $500K a week.
He's had 2 headers against Brighton that I think he should have scored. He had 1 header against Wolves that I think he could have scored, but I think it was a difficult one, to be fair, but I think he could have scored it. And he had 1 header against Spurs that I think he should have scored. That's 4 headers he should have scored. That's
and he said he wanted to improve as a player. This is a great way to improve. Even if you just up that conversion rate by like 5% or something, that's going to result in more goals. That could be like 5 more goals in a season. Like, that's huge.
I mean, 5 more goals in a season is the difference between 36 and 41. If you want to go back to treble season, he would have been the first player in English football to hit 40 goals since, I believe, Jimmy Greaves with Chelsea, 1966, I believe. No, it's got to be earlier. 1960, I'll believe it is. Someone's going to fact check me on that. But yeah, Haaland is lazy at the moment. I think what the problem is with Haaland is his thing is, oh, I'm not getting service. What's the point? But I think you need to look at Thierry Henry then. Thierry Henry has always got great advice for strikers. One of them is, how can I help my teammates help me? When Lundberg has the ball, I need to get close, play 1-2 football. When, what's his name? The Dutch guy. Always slips out of my mind. Dutch guy. Arsenal played back in the day.
I'm not good with history. Sorry.
Whatever.
I didn't really watch any Henry. I wasn't really watching the sport when he was playing.
Yeah. Anyway,
I missed out.
I did too, but I like my history.
Well, you're younger too. You have the excuse of being a young child. We just didn't really. Excuse me. It wasn't really on TV a lot back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, but Bergkamp, thank you, Bergkamp. I don't know why I always forget his name, but Bergkamp, very cool. I was about to say Beckham.
Okay.
But yeah, Thierry on reset, and Ljungberg is on the ball. I need to get close, play 1-2. When Bergkamp is on the ball, I can run how I like. I will get the ball. That's, I think, what he had the luxury of with De Bruyne. De Bruyne is on the ball. Do what you like. You're going to get the ball. You run to the far post, you'll get the ball. You run to the near post, you'll get the ball. You run in behind, you'll get the ball. You run late, you'll get the ball. Because De Bruyne is just that guy. I don't think people realize just what ability it is to always give your striker the ball, no matter where they are. There are a very select few players, not just now, in history, that can do that. Lamine Yamal struggles to get balls to strikers who arrive late in the box. And he's arguably the best player in the world right now. De Bruyne does that comfortably. He does that long balls. He does everything. So Haaland was kind of spoiled with De Bruyne. He could run how he liked. He'd get the ball. He can't expect to receive the ball however he likes from Sherky. If he wants the ball from Sherky, he either needs to make a run from deep or play 1-2 football, which I think the latter he can do. He can do that. We saw it at Dortmund, but he's going to have to actually do it. When, say, Doku is on the ball, okay, he's shit, but you know what he's going to do when he's on the touchline? He's going to cut it back, arrive in the box late. When Marmoush is on the ball, you know he's going to try to bounce the ball off you. Be there, make sure Marmoush can bounce the ball off you. I mean, help other players so they can help you. I feel like that's Haaland's job as a striker as well, and he's not doing it at the moment.
No. Yeah, and is he too comfortable? Because he's here 10 years. He's got a massive salary, and he knows he's starting all the games. He doesn't have anyone trying to take his spot because you don't bet someone like him. So what incentive does he really have to get better? I mean,
winning.
I thought he wanted to be up there with people still say Aguero's our best striker of all time. Don't you want to change that perception? Like, you can change that perception. You can go down as the greatest striker of all time. You have to work at it, and
not just great.
His hold-up play is getting a little better, but
it isn't though. it's still not as good as it was at Dortmund.
No. One thing I noticed in that game that was driving me nuts is one of the big problems we were having is the fact that Marmoush and Holland both have bad first touches was just killing our attacks. They kept losing the ball because it just kept bouncing off their feet so poorly. And that wasn't because they just got crowded and it was easy to take the ball off them because their first touches are just so poor.
I call that
Alvarez had that problem too.
I call that a striker's touch. There's this idea that strikers have good touches, but maybe this is just me problem as a striker. I had a terrible touch when I played strikers, so I call that a striker's specialist. Strikers are not good with first touches because we generally use our first touch to score. And if you're in the box, first touch is your shot. So we don't really train first touch control, we train first touch shots. The problem is, when it comes to controlling the ball, now you're just bouncing this ball around. I feel like when you have two strikers, really, in that area, your cat is trying to get on this show.
I was away last night, so she's being very clingy that I've come home. Come on, stop. I'm sitting in a weird position, and she's trying to sit on me. It's just a mess. She won't go away. Every time I put her down, here she comes. Little cat ears. Hey. Every time I put her down, she just crawls back up. I'm like, I can't.
She's trying to steal the show
right now. Yeah, Katniss is joining the panel. Say hi.
Hello.
She looks thrilled.
She's definitely a Man City fan. She's definitely a Man City fan. She's started of it all.
Yeah, what are you saying? Look at that face. She's like, I'm gonna murder you. Oh, little kitty. You're okay. Come on. Just sit tight. Relax. It'll be easier in the winter because she has a little kitty heating pad that's just on all the time. And in the winter, she just lives on it. She's just on that thing all the time. But it's too hot right now. So she's like, I'll sit with you. I'm like, no, go away.
You're her want now. There's no kitty pads.
Well, she's an old kitty. She's turning 14 in a oh God, soon. I adopted her in November, the year that I got her. So she must have been born in September. I have her birth certificate somewhere, but I got her when she was pretty young. So she's very close to being 14 years old. So I think just maybe with age, she's just a little clingy.
You tend to have that with cats and also big dogs. Small dogs are I think small dogs get a lot more distant when they get older, but big dogs get very clingy when they get older. Anyhow, what were we even talking about?
All right. It wouldn't be a stream of us if I didn't sidetrack it somehow. Talking about cats.
The Alf and Kelkster special, always changing subjects to something that's not football related. Big up the deal. 3-5-2 would solve this shit. Do you think 3-5-2 would help? Because I think on paper, Josko will be back after the international break, I believe. So
will he?
Hopefully.
We don't even know what his injury is. Croatia Twitter says it's a knee ligament issue. I don't know how severe that. Oh, is there something new?
It's close. We pray.
I think I have a rosary candle in my cabinet. I should start lighting it. I don't actually know. I got it as a gift, and I'm like, I used it when the power went out. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a religious person. I don't know what to do with it.
But if we go to a back three, I think you can play Josko whenever he's fit. Diaz and Gustinov. You've got the experienced guy in there, and he's surrounded by two pacey players who can cover for him in the half spaces, can cover for him wide, and you keep Ruben central because counters might come down the central areas, but when you've got two fast players out wide, always one of them will be able to get there quickly enough. So I think if you play that, defensively we're a lot more solid. I'm assuming the 5 in midfield is going to be a left wing back and a right wing back, so you go to a back 5 when you're sitting back. I guess Nunez would be fine in that system.
Yeah, Nunez would that suit Rico better? Because Rico's that's his better position when he's in the midfield, kind of next to a 6,
Yeah, but I'm not sure. I think both Nunez and Rico would be better suited to playing as a right midfielder, right wing back, rather than playing as an actual right back. Than Nuri as a left wing back, I think that just makes a lot of sense for Aït-Nouri. Then you have two defensive midfielders there. Let's say you have Tijani and Rodri, or maybe you put Tijani up top until Shetki is back, and you put Nico G there. And
I want to see that really badly. Reinders, Nico G, and Rodri. I want to see that combo.
Yeah, that will be a very solid combo in midfield. You'd have a lot of pace with Gonzalez and Tijani, who does his job. Rodri can come back into the game gradually, just get back to his old level on his own time, because you've got those other two doing the running for him. And then whoever you put in that front three, unless it's Doku, I think can do something.
Yeah, you could do Foden, Marmoush, and Holland. That'd be sick. You could even put Savinho in there, because look, I get Savinho is struggling in front of goal, but he helps us a lot. He seems to fit in better, because you could tell by all the assists he had. Like, he knows how to find players and get assists. I know it's not goals, but I still think it's valuable to get those assists, because he's creating chances for other people to score.
You just have to put Savio out on the left wing, touchline winger. Let him take on this guy once in a while and cross it in, and have Aït-Nouri actually invert.
Yeah, that would help. I just wonder how we... And then Marmoush could probably go more behind Holland. Maybe he's the tip of the five instead of Reinders. Well, you want Reinders in there, though. Because I can't... We just can't seem to figure out Marmoush yet. Like, that's... Because he's not a touchline winger. We know that. Because he can't dribble. He's not beating anybody.
I mean, for me...
His crosses in the box aren't the greatest. Like, that's not his job. He needs to be behind Holland. Because, the two of them can feed off of the space. They create space for each other. And then whoever's being occupied, the other one takes the freedom and scores a goal.
Yeah. I think Marmoush is not rocket science. I think Marmoush is just... He's not a touchline winger. Let's the full back cover that touchline area and let Marmoush go into that area behind Haaland. I think that's the best way you maximize Marmoush. And then when you come in a defensive shape, Marmoush can stay out wide. Sorry, I didn't even read this one. I just skipped over it after showing it on screen. Marmoush doing all the dirty work. Why isn't the wingers helping Marmoush? Because he is the only.
He is the winger, yeah. Yeah, there was no way. Like Aït-Nouri, I mean, you'd expect Aït-Nouri to push more forward and kind of help him, but he didn't really do that.
But he can't, though, because
he's injured right now, too. He was playing injured. Why is he playing injured game week 3? What are we doing?
Heavy metal football.
God. I know, the system seems to be heavily reliant on Aït-Nouri, because remember when he came out of the Spurs game, our shape completely collapsed, because Ake just can't do anything forward at all. He's just a pure defensive specialist at this point.
I mean, that's fine if you're like winning 3-0 and you just want to call off a game, but like not when you're losing.
We were trying to score in that game, and we never scored.
Yeah.
We got embarrassed in that game.
Alf, I know you hate it, but the club is upside down. Yes.
What is it, Stranger Things?
Nothing makes sense in the direction they've gone. It all seems smash and grab, even down to the new coaches. Something is off. Rodri even said it. I think what's off is with keeping Pep Guardiola past his due and with accommodating the club to his wishes rather than creating a new healthy environment for the club. I think that's what's off.
Yeah. I think there's a philosophy clash between Viana and Pep. Because you can tell Viana wants to rebuild with younger players. And then Pep is like, no, I need to win now. Get me solid players. Donnarumma is pure Pep. That is not. I don't think Viana. I think Viana's plan was to develop Trafford.
I mean, yeah. I don't know if I told you this yet, but if you go back to 2017, Man City was actually trying to buy Donnarumma, not Ederson. But back in 2017, when he was just breaking through at AC Milan. So Pep Guardiola has wanted this guy for a long time. Ederson was our second choice. Now, Donnarumma, I'm fine with that. Like, at the end of the day, he is a treble-winning goalkeeper, and he's not even in his prime yet. He's 26, I believe. Goalkeepers enter prime later as well. So I'm fine with Donnarumma. The problem is, we don't have a right back. Why not? Did Viade and Pep just not agree on a right back? Because we know Pep wanted Tino Livramento, and that he didn't settle for anyone else than Livramento. But then Livramento flops, for whatever reason. You don't try hard enough. Maybe we need to try harder, or this or that. Maybe he doesn't want to join. I don't care what the reason is. Go buy someone else. But we just said, oh, no Livramento. I guess that's it for right backs. I have a list of 18 right backs actually, that were available at some point in the window that we could have bought. We didn't.
This has been an issue for years because we knew in the middle of the treble season that Kyle Walker was declining. Like, go back and rewatch the treble season. Everyone's like, yeah, he stopped Vinny. That's why we won the treble. But he was not playing a lot other games. He came in to be a defensive specialist. And I think the only reason he played against Bayern Munich is because Nathan Ake got injured. Like, he was not really a part of that team towards the end of it. Like, he didn't even start the Champions League final. Like, we knew he was declining. And then for some odd reason, we gave him a contract extension, made him captain, played him while he was declining, and teams were starting to get at us, you know, in the four-peat season. Like, he was declining rapidly then. And then last season, he just fell off a cliff. But this has been an issue for years. Like, Tiki didn't address it, and I don't know what happened this season. Viana, I'm going to give Viana a little grace this summer because of the complete disaster he walked into. Like, we've had these older players for way too long, and it's kind of prevented us from rebuilding the squad. Like, you know, bringing Gundogan back, that ended up being a big mistake. But we never filled the hole that Gundogan left behind when he left the first time. We decided to fill it with him a year older. That made no sense. But we can't. Our center back issue has been an issue for a long time. We finally addressed it in January. Bought 3 center backs. They can't get in with us because we can't get rid of Stones and Ake and Akanji. Well, we finally got rid of Akanji on deadline day. Like, there's just too many bodies in the way for Viana to actually like rebuild this team. But yeah, they all messed up really badly. Viana and Tiki, I'll give them blame for not addressing the right back. But there's just so many players already here that we needed to get rid of that. Maybe that ended up being a bigger factor in us not buying a right back than we thought it would be. Because we had to move on. What did we have to get rid of? Like 5 or 6 players just to get to 25? And we couldn't even do.
I
got
think
rid of 3 of them on deadline day. Like, so
I think we still have more than 25 players. I'll actually count our squad quickly.
Yeah, because we have 4 keepers. Calvin Phillips still exists. Kovacic is injured, so he's not counted right now. I mean, I guess he's on the roster, but like. He's not going to be playing.
Ortega is still here, right?
Who?
Ortega.
Ortega's here. Joshua Wilson-Esbrand is still here for some odd reason. Like, Issa Kabora they loaned out, but like there's all these like fringe players.
We've got Donnarumma, Ait Nouri, Diaz, Husanov, Nunez, Tijani, Rodri, Marmoush, Silva, Bob, Haaland, Trafford, Bettinelli, Stones, Gvardiol, Ake, Lewis, Gonzalez, Kovacic, O'Reilly, Gundogan, Sherky, Foden, Savio, Doku, Ortega, and Phillips.
I think you counted Ortega twice.
Did I?
I think you said him in the beginning. Did you not? Are you reading off a list? Or is that off the top of your head?
I'm reading off a test. Wait, let me share my screen. Because I prepared this, I think, was it Monday?
Oh, okay. This. So you are reading it off of Okay, never mind. Then you probably didn't.
No, I could have read it. I could have read Ortega twice because I had my mouse over Ortega. And then I went to Donnarumma. But yeah, that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16 players on the bench plus our starting 11 is 27 players. So we still have 2 players too many.
Yeah. Well, you can take Gundogan off the list now because that was a permanent transfer. He's gone.
Oh, okay.
Akanji is still technically Akanji's just a loan, and Grealish is a loan.
But does Akanji's contract expired after a loan? Or
no, he has 2 years left. He's still 27. I think Grealish is I don't know, Grealish. Grealish is still 27. Ake is still 27. John Stones is the only defender that expires next summer.
John Stones and Ake both expired.
No, I'm pretty sure Ake signed an extension after the treble. I think he's 27.
But I think it was only 2 years.
I swear I saw him holding a shirt that said 27.
Oh, this is a mess, you know.
It's a mess. See what Viana walked into? Long-term, overpaid, older players who have rapidly declined in form and are injury-prone. Big wages, really hard to get rid. That's why we had to get rid of Akanji, because we had to get rid of a body, but Ake and Stones are homegrown, and we are desperate for homegrown. So the cost of that is Akanji. We can't have 6 center backs. And you have to have one with pace. Like, you have to have a young center back. You have to develop a center back. So Akanji just, unfortunately, was the casualty of this poor squad planning. I mean, I personally don't think he's good enough for us right now, but, like, I'd rather have him than Ake at this point, kind of, in a sense, because Ake just looks shot. His legs look terrible. Against Spurs, I was cringing. He looked like he was running in treacle. Like, he just looks so slow right now.
I mean, a slow, fresh back from injury, centre back at left back against Mohamed Kudus is just asking for trouble, isn't it?
Well, who's his pace though these days? Like, what are you going to play him against Burnley? Like,
no,
you going to play him in the cup games? Like,
I mean,
that's the problem. But we're giving him like 180K a week, so or 170K or something like that. Like, he's got big wages.
I wanted Ake to leave or to go into the backup left back slot for Aït-Nouri, and then to buy Ben White as the midfielder.
That would have been great.
Ben White, by the way, is a pure engine.
Let's see how much Ben White plays in. Maybe in January he might try to force a move, and maybe we can sign him in January or something.
We pray to God. By the way, Ake is 2027, just as you said.
Yeah, Stones is the only one I think this summer. It's Stones. Now it's Stones and it's Bernardo are the two that end, because we got Gundogan was ending. We sold him. Ederson was ending. We sold him. I think there's like a 5th person who's at 26. I don't remember. Oh, it's probably Ortega.
Yeah. By the way,
and then I think Bettinelli also. But now we have 2 keepers. We'll have 2 keepers under contract next summer at least, like Trafford and Donnarumma. It remains to be seen if Trafford decides to stay or not. But I hope he does, because I think Donnarumma is a little bit of a mercenary, and if it goes down, he might want to jump ship. Because he's a top keeper, and so he will always have value.
I don't mind if he comes to here for 1 season and then says, "Okay, I'm out." I do not mind that at all. The squad for the Champions League is too short, in my opinion, says Vasco. But we've got 27 players, and you're only allowed 25. And I don't think it's quantity.
We have 4 keepers registered for the Champions League.
I mean, I do think that we've got too few quality players. I think our depth is woeful. I mean, just think about this. Against Spurs, losing, who do you want to bring off the bench? Silva or Echeverri? Well, you don't get a choice because Echeverri
I'd rather bring Foden off the bench, which we did.
He's injured.
I know, now he's injured, yeah. The Turkey started the game, but yeah, we have some massive injuries right now that's killing our depth. Because I think if Turkey and Foden were both on that bench against Brighton, one of them would have started. And so then I guess Bob would have come off the bench. I'd rather see Bob off the bench than Delco. But even then, that's a lot to ask, because he is a young player. But I think he's more talented than Delco.
If we did not loan out Claudio Echeverri, you still have that depth there, even with the injuries.
Well, but whose spot is who's taking up Claudio's spot right now on the roster? Would you say, like, who's in his way? Well, we're stuck with. We can't. He's our captain for some odd reason.
I don't care.
I know.
Walker was our captain.
Rodri should be our captain, but that's too much pressure coming off an ACL. This is too much pressure. So I think next year, I think there's a very strong chance next year that Rodri's our captain.
If you make Haaland captain,
unless he goes to Real Madrid next summer.
Bro, you know what, yeah? A lot of people are like, "Oh, why would you go to Madrid after the smear campaign?" If you go to Madrid, they will reverse that smear campaign. They'll turn that smear campaign into, "You're actually the greatest midfielder of all time." So going to Madrid is not a bad choice on Rodri.
No.
So
they need him too. They need a tempo setter in their midfield. Their midfield's a bunch of chickens with heads cut off.
Hey, it's like ours and our defense.
Ours is we have Rodri. Rodri was. I thought he was our best player outside of like going forward.
Which is
Sunday.
not a good thing, because no matter how good you are, if you're coming off an ACL and you're the best player on the pitch, that doesn't say a lot about you.
For the rest of the team.
Like
Tijani is struggling. I'm very disappointed. He's looked really poor against Spurs and Brighton. It's just a sign that it's going to take him some time to get used to the speed and physicality. I mean, yeah, it was great against Wolves, but like I said, they might be a relegation team this year. Like you have to. We signed you to be that way against the good teams, not just the bad teams.
Wolves lost Aït-Nouri. They lost Semedo. They lost Cunha. They lost all of their best players. They lost a centre back who was one of their starting centre backs. They've literally lost all of their best players, and they've replaced none of them. They're getting relegated. Like, absolutely, they are getting relegated. You look at the windows Sunderland and Burnley have had. Yeah, no, they're bye-bye.
Yeah, Sunderland definitely look like they're going to stay up. I don't know how high up the table they'll get, but they'll
get top 10. They're ridiculously
really good. Granit Xhaka was a great signing for them. Like that's the kind of player a team like that needs. A veteran who's won things, has that experience, has Premier League experience. Buying him and making him their captain was probably one of the smartest moves any team made this summer.
Granit Xhaka, Sadiki, and Diarra. I mean, I keep saying this. People get tired of me saying it, but I'll keep saying it. Granit Xhaka, Sadiki, and Diarra is one of the best midfields in the Premier League. All three of those midfielders are way above the level of a newly promoted side. They had no right to get any one of them. They got all three of them. Absolutely ridiculous. Sadiki should have gone to like Aston Villa or something like that. He went to Sunderland. You know why? They said, hey, here's the plan. You come, we'll bring in Xhaka. That's a top quality player that you're going to learn a lot from. We'll bring in Lefebvre to be your backup. We'll bring in Diarra. But we need your signature first to convince these other guys to come. And they got it. I mean, top-level business from Sunderland. I keep glazing Sunderland. I don't want to glaze Sunderland, but they're doing everything right. It's refreshing to see a relegation side actually do their best.
Yeah. You should do the glazing to Newcastle fans.
Oh, fuck off, Newcastle.
Start glazing Sunderland to the Newcastle fans. So call up Strasbourg Steve. Be like, yo, Sunderland, man.
They're going to finish higher than you are.
Oh, dude. If that happens, that's going to be some fallout. Oh, man.
Oh, dude. Wingers are useless, no end product. I mean, I agree.
Oscar Bob has some end product, and so does Savinho. It's just Doku who just has neither. Savinho at least can assist players. Like, I get it. He needs to score more goals. He should be aiming for at least 10 goals against all comps. He should, but his shooting has been terrible. But I'm not going to completely slag the guy off when he got like 13 assists. When he led our team in assists. A dysfunctional team, like, I'm going to give him some credit there. If you're not scoring the goals, at least you're creating them for other players. I think he had 7 or 8 assists directly to Holland. That's what we need on this team. That to me is a player I want to see getting minutes in their best position, and that kind of player is going to help us.
Yeah, I completely agree. But there are better players out there, I feel like.
I agree.
I feel like there are players out there who can do the same assisting job and get the goals.
I agree. If we could have upgraded, yes, but I'd rather give him, since we didn't sell him and we're keeping him, I'd rather he get the minutes than the ones who don't. But no, I would have taken that deal from Spurs. I would have taken the 70 million. I would have turned around and I would have bought Rodrigo. I would have done that personally. But Savio's here, so if he's here, use him, and because I think he can help us.
I said the same thing, by the way, about Jack Grealish. If he's here, use him. The few games he played in the 10, I think he played 4 or 5 games in the 10. I think he scored twice and got an assist. So that's 3 GA in 5 games. If you have a player, even if he's not good enough for your team, when you have them, you have to use them in some way. Except Calvin Phillips, I guess.
Yeah, why didn't we use Jack last year? Our midfield was a disaster. They weren't creating any chances. They were getting run through. They weren't working hard. They weren't tracking back. They couldn't hold on to the ball. Like, you had that player on the bench the whole time. And when you used him in the 10, he looked great. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, these little personal vendettas Pep is having is just kind of...
He doesn't like being proven wrong. But
so he's just going to completely... So he's going to just sabotage the team to prove his ego correctly? If that's the road we're going down, this is going to end bad.
That's always been Pep. That's always been Pep. Like, come on now. He went to Man City because at Bayern München, he was remembered as not as good as Heynckes. And at Barcelona, he was remembered as the guy who ran away when we needed him. Neither the Barcelona fans nor the Bayern München fans respect him as their best ever manager. The Barcelona fans say Johan Cruyff. The Bayern München fans say Heynckes. His entire legacy is dependent on Man City. That's the only reason why he cares so much about City. He's a massively ego-driven person. We've always known that about him. He was the same way as a player. He was very egocentric as a player. I mean, this is nothing new. But people want to pretend it's new because they have this infatuation with this person who, sure, is a very intelligent person. But when you get buttered up to your entire life because you're a genius footballer and a genius manager, you're going to get a bit of a big head, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, if this is the road we're going down, yeah, I'm going to go to the liquor store because it's going to turn me into an alcoholic.
Oh, dude.
I need to start seeing some changes, man. I'm still backing him right now, but if I don't see... For me, this season isn't about trophies. I just need to see us improving as a team. I need the play to improve. I need to see improvement in the younger players. Like, or I just need to know where they're at. I need to know if they're good enough for this team. And if they are, then need to see them develop. If they're not good enough, fine. Then we know who to sell next summer. That's fine. But we need to see them play to know if they're good enough. And same with a player like Nico Gonzalez. Give him the chances. If he fails, bench him and then sell him next summer. I'm not I don't know. Everyone thinks I'm just attached to Nico G for some odd reason. I know you don't, but some people just think I'm obsessed with him. I'm like, I'm only saying that because I think he's a better option than some of these players who are playing in front of him. That's it.
I know that you are not obsessed with Nico Gonzalez because you're obsessed with Josko. So that's why I know you're not obsessed with Nico.
Yes, pretty much. The glazing session. Josko Vardial glazing. That's what we're here for.
Many sessions to come when he's back.
Yeah. So like I said, I just need to see improvements. I need the new players to gel. I need there to be a system that is highlighting these players. Like, if we don't win anything, I get it. But if there's signs in place that show that we're going to win something next season, that's fine with me.
Same here. Big up, by the way.
And go for it next year. That's fine. I need to see that. Like, and fine, if you can win a cup, let's win a cup. Because let's get the mentality back on this team. Like, let's teach these younger players how to win. I want a serious run at this Carabao Cup. I know it's, it's the Mickey Mouse Cup or whatever, but there's a lot of players who've come into this team who haven't won a whole lot.
Hey, about the Mickey Mouse Cup. About the Mickey Mouse Cup, yeah. You know what's the third biggest franchise in the world? It's Disney. Respect Mickey Mouse. There you go. Mickey Mouse Cup.
I used to own Disney stock, so although they've kind of gone downhill too.
Argent als Argent.
When was the last good movie they put out?
I
don't know. It was Spider-Man: No Way Home.
I didn't actually like that movie, to be honest.
I'm a nostalgia merchant, so I loved it.
Fair enough. Great to see you both, by the way. Big up to Jess. Calx is amazing. Yes, she is.
Thank you.
There you go. Keep glazing so that she can use that energy to glaze Josko when he's back.
Yashko. It's going to be Krispy Kreme glaze.
Oh, dude.
I don't know if you guys have Krispy Kreme in Europe, but they're really good.
Big up to Samir as well. It's actually been a while since Samir has been in here as well. Jay is coming back. Samir, all the old timers. I mean,
I'm bringing them back.
They're all back here. Now we only need that ginger guy. I always forget his name. Now we only need him to be back. SS Leenders, Milan, that's his name. SS Leenders, extreme word rate killing us. I think yes.
Yeah.
I think we're starting the season off 100 miles an hour when you should build up to that. It's like when you get in a new car, right? Do you just go gas? You need to go from first gear to second to third to however many you have.
Yeah, you don't go from first gear to fifth gear. You just don't. You stall the car. I've tried that. I've done it accidentally. I put it in the wrong gear. I thought I was in first and I was in third. And I'm like, why can't I start this car? I'm like, oh, I'm in third, not in first.
That sounds like a manual problem.
Hey, well, I drive a manual. Very, very rare in America. I know it's very common in Europe and most parts of the world, but in America, it's very, very rare to drive a manual.
It's becoming less and less common in Europe as well, actually. In Belgium, it's not that common anymore, a manual. I'm lucky, bro. I'm lucky. If I was born 2 years earlier, I'd have to learn a manual. But I got to learn an automatic instead, thank the gods.
Oh, I started an automatic, and then I chose at age 29 when I needed a new car. I chose to buy a manual, and I taught myself how to. Well, I took a driving lesson, and then I spent a month trying to learn how to drive it on my own.
Is there a specific reason why you chose to buy a manual?
I wanted to know how to drive one just in case I needed to be, because my best friend, her family was all manual drivers. And so I really wanted to like be on par with them. Her dad actually gave me a few lessons once and they ended really badly, but I needed the car first. And I just wanted to learn how to drive it. Cause like at the time I had aspired to buy like, I was into cars when I was younger, not anymore. I wanted to buy like a nice sports car, and like the best sports cars are manuals. And so I was like, okay, well, this is my long-term goal, is to work my way up to like a really nice manual car. I might as well learn to drive one on like a Corolla. I drive a Corolla, so that's a pretty average car, but it's a lot of fun driving stick. It's really fun to, just adjust the gears while you're driving, depending on what situation you're in. Yeah. The only time it sucks is when you're in traffic.
You know what's funny? I like watching F1 and NASCAR, but I don't give two fucks about cars.
Oh, you watch NASCAR? Oh, my two best friends are obsessed with Formula One. Like I said, I've watched one race, and the one race I watched was a race we went to because they wanted to go to a race, and I was like, I'm just gonna tag along for the spectacle of it. And it was a part of the world. We went to the Baku race last year, which should be coming up on the circuit soon because about this time. Because we were there like a year ago. We were in September. So yeah, we went to the Baku race last year, and that was the first race I ever watched.
But Baku is, Baku is a very good race to watch, I think, if you know the sport. But I think if you're new to the sport, Baku might not be that interesting, actually.
We had really good seats. We were near two of the turns because there's like the turn that goes into the old town.
Yes,
that was on like we were across from that, and then the one next to us was a straightaway. So I got to see like the technicality required to like do these like tight turns. And then I also just got to see him just fucking go past it like I got to see that too.
I think if you're new to F1, the races that you want to watch are maybe like Monaco or Silverstone. If you're new to the sport, I think Baku. Listen, all Formula One races are good to watch, I think. But Baku is like the type of race that you appreciate more the more you know the sport, I think. And football show.
Hey, it's the end of the stream because I gotta go in a minute here. But we'll just end it on distraction. That's becoming the theme.
Pretty much. I think Haaland is understanding a bit more now, but he still needs to track his teammates. I agree with that. I think he needs to follow what other players on the pitch are doing. By the way, Sam, you lost to Grimsby. Have some shame.
That's a joke. That's a joke that keeps on giving. We're never gonna let that one go.
But losing to Grimsby is more embarrassing than being in the third division at this point.
Exactly.
Big up to Rosa, by the way. Yes, subscribe as we end the stream. Woman drivers.
Yeah, big up everyone. Like and subscribe.
Catalan says woman drivers. Typical. Yikes.
Wow.
That's a bit rude, isn't it?
Well, I haven't had a ticket in like 15 years, so chill out. Or an accident. Relax.
She's not driving a lot.
Oh, I work from home. I don't drive a lot. It's usually when I'm going. It's just like a long distance trip. If I'm going on like a trip, it's usually when I drive.
I hear this all the time from everyone who works at home. Always brags about I don't get a lot of tickets, and I'm like, yeah, of course you don't. You don't have to commute. Most of your tickets are when you're commuting and you're a little bit late and you've got to go fast. That's when most of your tickets are happening. Big up to Liam. Big up to Liam. Speaking of Josko, we desperately need him back. In the same breath, Rosa says you're an unk because you mentioned being older than 29. lovely.
I'm older than everyone I'm calling an uncle. I'm at least 5 years older than. I don't look my age. I'll just say that.
It's a lovely discrepancy between YouTube comments. One of them is praising you. The next comment is, "Wow, you're an unk." Anyhow,
I'm not an unk. I'm an aunt. But that for me is a term of respect. But Alfie, I gotta run because I got another stream to jump on.
I was gonna end it now.
We'll wrap it up here. Sorry.
Thank you for coming on. Big up to everyone in chat. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We are going to redirect to Hammer. Sure, let's redirect to him. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye.